Hey guys, and welcome to the show. My name is Eric Hammond and I'm with the Orange Stack. Today we are talking about 3 ways to improve your conversion. And we're going to be talking about it in the sense of marketing, okay? So sometimes you put marketing out there in the world to see and you don't know what happens, but I want to help you have a better conversion ratio when your marketing hits your target audience so that you can convert more leads and close more deals, okay? So number 1 we're going to talk about is building rapport. So you're going to say, how do I build rapport in a one-way communication? Because typically your marketing is going to be outbound, right? It's going to be towards the client. You don't know how they're reacting to your message or what's going to happen on that end. So there's a lot of preparation that comes into that, and that's what we're going to get into today. So building rapport, ask questions, right? So I'm probably going to ask you some questions as we go through this video, and I'm going to try to connect with you on a level that relates to you. So if I say, how do you currently build rapport with your clients? You're probably thinking in your mind, well, I do this and I do that, right? So I'm going to engage you even just in that thought process right there and having you connect with me through the content I'm sharing with you. So you got to ask a lot of questions. You got to find out, how am I going to relate to this person? What are they doing in their life right now? You may want to know, how soon are you going to be making a decision to buy? Or how soon will you be using this product in your daily life? Or who are some other decision makers that may be involved in this decision? So that's getting them to kind of wrap their head around, who do I need to talk to? What's going on? When do I need to do this? Those kind of things. So building rapport through asking questions can be huge. The next one is speak at their pace. So I talk fast, I just generally do. And sometimes it works for some people, and sometimes I speak way faster than they're able to keep up with. One of the things that I do in my business to generate a lot of leads is to go door to door. And I meet all sorts of different people. Some people who talk faster than me, and some people say, hey, slow down, what did you say? So I think if you're going to put a piece of message or a piece of content out there for the world to see, you got to kind of slow it down. You got to speak at their pace. You got to know who you're talking to. If I'm speaking on a social media platform to a younger demographic, 20 to 30, you can probably talk pretty fast. You probably want to give them some key points so that they can move on and do something else in their life. If you're going to speak to a different demographic of, say, 60 plus, you probably want to speak at a pace that makes sense for them to understand. I'm not trying to generalize saying that everybody at different ages is going to speak fast or slow, but you got to know who you're talking to and how they respond to the messages that you share with them. You got to use visual and audio effects. So we try to make our background here pretty simple so that you get a focus on me. If you've got a lot of distractions going on and all sorts of things in the background going on, you're probably going to distract your clients. So what are some elements that I can bring into this shot that evoke you and want you to listen to me and hear what I have to say? Maybe it's certain speech patterns and the things that you bring up in your conversation that are going to attract that client to work with you. So speech and visual are 2 big things. There's some other things, obviously body gestures and how you act and how you stand and how you posture yourself and where I look, whether I'm going to look into the camera or I'm going to talk over here. How you approach your subject and how you communicate with them is important. So know how they respond best. The next one, know your demographic, right? Am I speaking primarily to males or females? Am I speaking to a certain age demographic? Am I speaking to somebody who maybe English is a second language? So know who I'm speaking to, right? Going a little bit deeper into the real estate field, am I speaking to sellers or buyers? Because you're going to have a different message for each of them. If I put a message out there talking about how incredible the market is right now to sell your house, a buyer is maybe going to say, oh, wait, I'll see what happens in the market. I'm not ready to buy yet if the market's still going up. So you got to know who you're talking to and how to have a conversation with them. And that may, in your mind, say, well, I've got to put out a whole bunch of pieces of content to appeal to younger, older, males, females, buyers, sellers, homeowners versus condo owners, renters, things like that. And maybe that's the case. Maybe you need to make a specific piece of content for each of your demographics so that you can speak to that audience directly and it relates to them and it resonates with them specifically. That may be what it takes. You can't just cast a huge net out there and say, hey, I'm a real estate agent, I want to work with you, come sell your house with me or come buy your next home with me. That's too vague. You got to make it one-on-one kind of personality. So if you're doing a video like this, the person on the other end of that camera sounds like you're speaking to me. They understand me. They know what I'm talking about. So that's the kind of connection that you want to have when you're building rapport, right? Because you're not going to be able to have that over the internet. without doing that. When you're in person and you're meeting somebody and you're shaking their hand and you're getting to know them, it's so much easier to build rapport. But if you're just putting this content out there, that can be challenging. Okay, part 2 is qualifying for motivation. You can't sell somebody something or get them to buy it until you know why they're motivated. So first question to ask is, why are you making this move? Why are you deciding to buy or sell a house right now? What's going on in your life that's causing this to happen? And that's how you got to approach that conversation through your marketing piece. So if you create something that says, let's say it's going to a renter right now and you're trying to target renters who are first-time home buyers, and you say, you know what, the market is incredible right now. Have you considered buying a house? Interest rates are at an all-time low. The inventory is just right in this neighborhood. If you've been looking for a home, I know of some homes that are coming onto the market in the next couple weeks that might be perfect for you. If you'd love to see some of these homes and see how affordable it is to buy a home right now in this neighborhood, come talk to me today. You're speaking directly to that audience, and they're gonna know and resonate with that message because you're speaking to the things that they understand and can relate to. If you're putting a big message out there and saying, hey, it's time to buy a house, come talk to me, some people it's going to click with, and other people it's going to go right over their head, and they're not going to want to follow along with you, they're not going to engage with you, and the message is just not going to be received at all. So you got to understand why they're buying. Is it a job transfer? Is it, I've got increase in family, I've got new kids? Is it I'm getting married? What is it that's going on in that person's life that's causing them to make this big move? So you got to be able to speak to that audience and know. Another one is, how soon are they looking to make a decision? Am I a week out from being able to put an offer in on a house? Am I 6 months away? Am I 20 years out and I'm just wondering what my house is worth? Depending on where you get your leads from, you may have all those scenarios coming in. You got to be able to know how motivated they are. How soon are they ready to go? Because if you're pushing on that 20-year out person, they're going to get defensive and stand back and say, hey, I just want to know how much my house is worth. Come tell me that. But if you're slow at working with that weak guy out, maybe he wants to move a little faster. Another question that I like to ask people is, if this doesn't work out, what's your plan B? Meaning that if you're putting out a marketing piece and saying, hey, I know that you came to our open house and unfortunately this house went under contract. I just wanted to let you know we've had a ton of offers on it. This is a hot market. If you're interested in buying a home in this neighborhood, I would love to work with you. We've got a couple other homes coming to the market in the next couple weeks. However, if you're not able to buy a home in this neighborhood because nothing else comes to the market, are you prepared to look other places? Have you thought about this part of town, or have you considered this price range or something else? Basically, you're getting them to engage in something else and saying, if you'd like to know about other homes in neighborhoods around here that might match what you're looking for, click here. Kind of is another way to get them to engage in another part of town, right? So find out what their plan B is. The last part for this too is, have you been approved? Have you worked with a lender? You could speak to people in a message saying, hey, the market is really hot right now. There's a lot of offers coming in on homes. One way that you can stand out as a buyer is to actually get pre-approved, pre-qualified with a lender, and make sure that you can actually afford this home. So that way when you put in your offer, you can show the seller right here that I am ready to purchase this house, that I can close in a matter of days, not months, and I'm the buyer that you should work with. So if you want to work with a client, or if you want to work with an agent like that, call me. I'm ready to go. I can get you pre-approved and help you be a qualified A buyer in this marketplace. You can stand yourself out that way. So you got to be able to speak to the people. Again, it's the message that you share. It's the message of, how am I going to help you stand out as my client and helping you get the best offer, the best opportunity, and being able to represent yourself as that agent of saying, I'm the one that you want to work with. I'm the one that's going to help you get to this point. So these are some of the important factors in saying, how motivated are you, and let me show you what I can do to help you get there. Okay, next one is the close. Sorry, I keep looking down here. I got my notes that I'm looking at. At the end of all of your content, all of your messages that you share online, you want a simple call to action. Some people call it a CTA. So what's your call to action? You got to keep it simple. You got to keep it consistent. I've noticed some people in a video, partway through, they'll be like, call me if you have questions. And at the end, they'll say, message me if you want to do this, or go visit our website, blah, blah, blah. You got to keep it to one simple direction. Call me at this number, 555-1212. You'll get me. I'm happy to talk to you 24 hours a day, whatever it is. If you're trying to direct people to a website, go visit the website. You just got to know what your call to action is. So if you're going to direct a buyer to come look at properties that I have for sale, go visit my website. We have all of our coming soon homes at, 123mainstreet.com, whatever it is, go visit it here. Have a simple call to action that the viewer of your content is going to be able to take that action. So pick up the phone, click this button for a message, something like that. You may say something like, I'd love to provide you all this information. If you just message me at the button below, I'm happy to respond quickly and engage with you however you feel necessary. The next one is retargeting ads. So maybe you want to show people content, you want to give them something, you want to have an open house preview, you want to walk through a house that you've been through and show them the views, the kitchen, things like that. You want to get all these views and then you want to retarget them. And this is kind of where it gets creepy, but it's really effective. So you show everybody a video, they watch it, you can say, okay, everybody that's watched 50% of this video, I want to retarget them with this message. And you say, hey, I know that you watched my video that I sent out last week on Facebook. Seems like you're really interested in homes in this area. Would you like to set up a private showing so that I can show you around this house with your family? Click the button below and we can set up a private showing and we can see if this is something that might fit your family's needs. Wouldn't that be a great message to re-engage with somebody? Maybe you even have another message saying, hey, I noticed that you open my newsletter every single week, you watch all my content, you see all my videos. Are you in the market to purchase a house? For no obligation, just click below. I'd love to see where you are in the process. Are you weeks out, months out? What's going on in your life? Click below, message me, just let me know what's going on. I'd love to work with you and help you make that move if now's the time, right? So you're giving them something that's easy for them to do. It's right there, you're ready to go. Okay, the last close that I really enjoy is providing some value with a call to action at the end. So basically something like this, right? Hi, I would love to come by your home and show you 2 to 3 tips that will increase the value of your home significantly when you go to sell your property. If you're in the market and you'd like to learn how to maximize the value of your home, click the button below, schedule a 10 to 20 minute conversation with me. I'd love to come by your home, meet you, find out where you're going and how we can help you maximize your home to get you the most amount of money when you're ready to take that move. Call me below, message me below, call me, whatever that call to action is. That'd be a great ad. Everyone's wanting to know how they can get more money for their home when they go to sell. So just to recap, remember to build rapport. That's so important. It's the foundation of this whole conversation. 2, ask motivating questions to find out where people are along the process, and then close. So many people leave off with all this great info and say, well, message me if you're ready, right? And they just kind of walk away, but have a solid close with value that you can engage with your clients, and you're gonna convert more leads every single time. Okay, well that's it for today. Thank you again for watching, and stay tuned towards next week as we come out with these video pieces every single week, trying to provide value in your life as a real estate agent. I hope this video finds you well. See you next time.